What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video with your boy Dari Promo. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that bell, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. I know the audio sound real good up on here, you feel me? We got the microphone right here that we rocking with and all that, but today is Sunday, y'all. Today is Sunday, so that means Friday and Saturday, and the remaining of today was the weekend, before we go back into the weekdays, Monday through Friday. The thing is, a lot of people feel like we only get about 30 minutes throughout the weekend. They get off of work Friday, 30 minutes, boom. It's time to go back to work on Monday. And I kind of been feeling the same way. When you actually handling responsibilities, taking care of bills and being responsible and showing up, especially the showing up to work and everything, it feel like time is moving fast. It feel like you ain't got that much time on your hands to do what you want to do for real. It feel like you working a job all your life. A lot of people feel like they working to pay bills. And that's just something that I don't want to feel like throughout my life, working to pay bills. Because I feel like if we can balance out a budget and come up with a better budget for ourselves, then things can really pop off and work out good for us. You feel me? But life get hard. Sometimes you alone, sometimes you by yourself, sometimes you coming up with ideas and game plans, and there's nobody but you. You feel me? I done been there. But that's what makes us great. That's when we really come up with creative stuff, like what we want to do and choices we ain't go make no more and lessons that we had to learn. That's what make us a man slash a boss, a creator. Can't forget about my women that's watching as well. That's what make y'all a woman. Learning from your mistakes. For real, YouTube. I wanted to kick it with y'all, man, about how this weekend, these weekends, not just this weekend, but these weekends been moving by quick, moving by fast and everything. Like, all we can do is live it up for real, for real. Because it's going to keep moving and we can't slow it down. Time going to keep moving. It may not look like it's moving to somebody who ain't doing anything in life, who ain't handling responsibilities and just sitting around all day. You feel me? That might look way different to them. But to people that's waking up, making it happen, trying to provide, feed their families and everything, we don't get that much time to ourselves, you feel me? Because we always working. We want better. You got to really get out there and go get it. It ain't going to come to you. So you have to get out there and go get it. And that's pretty much what tomorrow and the next day and the next day is about for me. Having to get out there and go get it. Because wasn't nothing handed to me, you feel me? And I'm sure nothing wasn't handed to you either. But we got to keep going. We got to keep striving. We got to keep pushing, man. I was going to give y'all a short movie today, bro. But my audio was messing up earlier. So it is what it is. Just stay prepared for what's coming, though. This weather is starting to break and everything, but right now it's a windy day, as y'all can hear the wind blowing and all that, man. Finna head back up in the crib in a minute and try to come up with a game plan for real, for real. If you ask me, like, when I'm in the crib by myself and it's just me or just me and my son, 9 times out of 10, I'm trying to come up with a game plan, different paths, different choices, different goals that I can achieve because I achieve goals, but we got plenty more goals to achieve and everything. You feel me? For real. But it's crazy how life is, man, through here. For real, bro. It's crazy. That's why we gotta stay prepared, bro. Like, you got young people out here doing the dumbest crimes, not even knowing, like, the law, these officers and everything, they only getting more smarter with the technology. They got drones and, you know, license plate readers and everything. And yeah, y'all still trying to try these peoples, bro. Instead of living an honest life, working a job, being somebody, being responsible. You feel me? I don't get it. I just don't get it, man. For real. But, you know, you can't show everybody, how to go get it. Some may understand and some not. For real. That's how I look at it. But like I said, bro, times has been just moving by real quick. It's already Sunday. It was just Friday. And where I'm from, Pontiac, Michigan, and a lot of other people in Michigan, they feel like that's 30 minutes, because we back to work, waking up. A set schedule, you feel me? Gotta be out that door. That's the thing about work. That's the thing about life, you feel me? You gotta show up. If you don't show up, you don't get paid. And me, living in low income, my rent $800 for a 1 bedroom, bro. So I've been trying to do better, find better, for real, for real. $800 for a 1 bedroom, bro. I want different for myself, want better for myself, you feel me? And that's what I'm going after. I can't keep living like this. And at some point, that's where it comes to. Thinking like that, like, you can't keep living like this, bro. Like, we got enough, but it ain't never enough, like, we got a roof over our head, but it ain't the best of the best, but it's a roof. So I'm appreciative about that, but times is hard, bro. Back in the day, you could have a 3 bedroom house, rent was about 800. Now they just want about, 3 times of what you make and everything. On top of that, credit checks and all that, bro. For real. Life is not easy, but it's what you make it. You feel me? You just gotta avoid trouble, stay away from drama, stay out the mix, focus on yourself, stay in your lane, be a creator, be productive with yourself, do something with your time, be valuable with yourself. A lot of people don't know how to be valuable with themselves, man. A lot of people, like to pull other people down, and I ain't going for that, bro. You know, like, people rather sit in a room with a dark, you know, sheet all on the window when it's daytime outside and the sun bright. Me, I like to appreciate every moment of the sun shining. So when the sun is up, I'm up. I'm trying to get it, come up with a game plan, because you get 24 hours throughout the day to try to figure out life. But sleeping from 6 a.m. all the way to 1 p.m., 2 p.m., what is you figuring out about life? You done missed out on so many hours right there and there. Sleeping from 6 a.m. to 2:30, that's 8 hours that you done, missed out on right there, bro. So I try to be up. I don't even try. I do it. My body is set for it. Like, some days I got an alarm that wake me up, but most of the times I don't even need no alarms. Like, every day this weekend, my body just been waking me up. Even days I don't work, like, my body just wake me up and then tell me it's time for work, and it don't even be time for work, but I'm just so used to getting up at that time, you feel me? So, life got its way of programming your body, programming the mind, programming the mood, but a lot of people let, life change them, let social media change them and get to them, you feel me? I ain't going for that. I ain't going for that, y'all. I've been in my thoughts, though, all day, for real, just about life, like, wanting better, you feel me? And I'm like, bro, it was like 1 o'clock when I figured, like, I've been in my thoughts throughout this day. And I said by 3 p.m., if I'm still in my thoughts, I'm gonna have to stop and do me a YouTube video. And if I was to look at the time right now, it's about 6 p.m., y'all. So I still, decided to do a YouTube video, but it was a little bit late from 3 p.m., man. That's just how deep I've been in my thoughts, wanting better for myself, wanting better for my family, chasing better opportunities, making better choices, better decisions and everything, Because I done been through, ups and downs throughout life, but I ain't letting it defeat me. You feel me? I ain't letting it defeat me. I'm blessed for how far I done came, but we got, a long way to go. We got a long way to go, man. And just looking at life right now, I'm kind of having flashbacks of, when I was about 8, 9, 10, bro. Outside, just, dangling, doing what I do, living life, getting myself in some trouble, though, at the same time, man. At the same time, for real. So I was like, I'm still kind of in my thoughts, but y'all see me right here in my thoughts, physically, mentally, and everything, So I'll probably still be in my thoughts when I'm done with this YouTube video, but that's just part of life. Some days you gonna be in your head, trying to figure out a game plan and wanting different for yourself, and feel like it's time to make a change because you tired of the same recycles. The same cycle happening and the same thing happening, and it can be better than that. You feel me? So that's pretty much where I'm at with life, like knowing things can be better, for sure. Knowing that things can be better, man. But life got its way of either making you or breaking you, and I ain't finna let life break me. These is all my moments right here, so I'm just living life, appreciating life, and trying to get it, bro. Trying to get it. Hopefully that's what y'all doing too, trying to get it, for real. But yeah, it's a little windy outside and all that. Gonna get ready to go back in the crib, and like I said, try to come up with a game plan, bro. That's pretty much all I can do. Because, we far in life, but we can be way more further. Way more further than what we is. Like, I want to get out of low income. I want to be living in the regular houses or a regular apartment, that ain't going by what I make, you feel me? So it's just me pushing myself because I know I can be further than what I am. That's pretty much where my head at, where my mind is at, where my mood is at. So I'm trying to make a change, trying to make a difference, but with a weekend feeling like it's only about 30 minutes, how can you? So that brings it back to the title, to the topic. The weekends, bro. They be feeling like a 30-minute trial. But we gotta be the ones to fix that. We can't use that as an excuse all our life. We gotta still show up, show out, keep going, give it our all. God, that's who got us. And that's what I'm sticking with. So I hope that's what y'all sticking with too. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that bell, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Y'all see this hoodie right here? This is my type of hoodie, created by me. Prosper overnight, then invest all cash. Pontiac, you feel me? I'm out, YouTube.